Hello and welcome to another beautiful day on Oweleketv. It is Wednesday, the 14th day of August 2024. Reaching you live and direct from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria. My name is Ramsey Eno. Thank you for joining us this morning. And joining me today is Lovett and, of course, Michael. Good morning, Lovett and Michael.
Good morning, Mr.
Ramsey.
Beginning from the Punch newspaper this morning, the big headline says the federal government blocks 83 billion naira protest funds, arrest political collaborators, and details read on page 2, meaning some persons have put together certain amount of money amounting to 83 billion naira to sponsor this protest. And they call them political collaborators. We're made to understand that some politicians were actually behind the protest. They've not been named yet. All this still amounts to speculation. Two riders to that story. Government uncovers $50 million crypto funds. Block 4 digital wallets containing $38 million. Big money here. The second rider says are pleased to declare foreign agents wanted. Trace 4 billion naira to Kano, Abuja, Katsina political bigwigs. Well, it's all about politics. Moving away from there, EFCC donates 50 billion naira crime proceed to Nel Fund. Details read on page 2. NNPCL postpone Port Harcourt refinery kick-off 6th time. I don't know what's happening. First, second, third time, the fourth time, fifth time. This is the 6th time. Yesterday we talked about it. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday when they said it was going to be up in 2 weeks, or they said in weeks?
Yeah, in weeks. Yeah.
In weeks. And we're like, okay, they are saying weeks.
Let's see what happens. But
Weeks.
right now, it's also indefinitely postponed, yeah?
Indefinitely. But this postponement, I think they are referring to the previous postponements because they are saying this is the 6th time, meaning it's been postponed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th time. That's to tell you that Nigerians don't even believe in some of the statements that's been made by the people in authority. Now to the next headline, which says federal government unveils plan to bring back 12,400 jackpot doctors. Details read on page 7.
What do they do?
They want to bring them back. Will they ever come back?
This country is very far.
But will they come back? Let's talk about it.
What did they do for them to come back? Was there an illegal activity that entails them being deported?
Are they being deported? Or the federal government wants to say, come back.
Come back and
Please
work for
come
us?
back.
No, they won't. If they're working there and they're doing well, they won't want to come back to this country.
But what if the condition that made them leave is now okay? Because it was because of the working condition, the environment and everything is part of the reason people leave. But I wonder when the economy will
leave Nigeria and is abroad working, won't
settle,
want to come back.
won't want to come back. I think I believe,
except on the case of deportation.
and most times these expats are not even easily deported. All right. Okay. Finally, from the Punch newspaper this morning, 109 senators earn 1.4 billion naira annually. Details read on page 19. And that's the size of the headlines from the Punch newspaper this morning. As we move to the next paper, which paper do we have, Lovett?
What I have here is Daily Sun.
Daily Sun.
Yeah.
Meaning it's going to be a sunny day somehow.
And the big story here says, no to unconstitutional change of government. Then the second one said, bishops demand review of economic policies.
Okay.
Then another headline here said, NUC identifies problems of Nigerian tertiary institution.
Okay. The tertiary institutions in Nigeria, the problems are much.
Yeah, it is.
About how many students in 101 students in University of Calabar. NYC is cancelling their certificates right now.
Absolutely. And also remember that UNICEF is crying out for the number of after school
children
population. It's something else. It's alarming right now because schools are producing half the graduates. So what do you expect? The ones that also went to the back door are there too.
All right. Okay, that's all
Yeah,
from
that's
the
all.
Daily Sun. All right, from the Daily Punch to the Daily Sun, let's go. Do we have another daily there?
No, Nigerian Tribune.
Nigerian Tribune is
Nigerian
not
Tribune is
daily
fine.
anymore.
Away from all the dailies, back to the Nigerian Tribune today. Nigeria's large growth in out of school population has huge consequences. That's coming from UNICEF. Details on page 11. Council of State meeting is the kicker of this headline. Obasanjo Babangida absent as Gowon Buhari Jonathan Abdulsalami pass vote of confidence in Tinubu. Details on page 4.
Meaning the vote of confidence was passed on behalf of the other ex-president. Okay, they joined virtually.
Yeah, virtually,
Right.
they could know. Away from that, the big story, the kicker is constitution review. Reps move to reduce cost of elections. One rider push for conduct of all elections in one day. I like that. That will,
No, it's going to reduce
you know,
the
reduce
cost
all
of
this cost of
election,
elections,
and
yeah.
I think that's going to be fine. But then,
Right.
talking about the reduction of the cost of election, is that where the problem is? That's not where the problem is.
I think
These people do a lot of spendings on the
Yeah,
ground to
yeah.
get there, so that's where the
Campaigns
problem
and
even
all
is.
that.
But then, the forms are also
the funds
very
are also there.
expensive.
So
Yeah.
if it is done simultaneously, it cuts cost. Away from that, 16 killed, 17 injured in Ibadan, 12 burnt to death in Ogere. That is Lagos Ibadan Expressway accident, regrettably. 16 people have lost their life. May the gentle souls rest in peace.
Amen.
6 children lose parents. Ibadan residents lament incessant accident at same spot. Call on federal government to speed up work on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. That road is deplorable. I took that road years back, and it's on a deplorable state. Federal government should please make sure that road is done. Away from that, the last story I will take on the Nigerian Tribune today. Each senator earns 1 million naira monthly, says RMAFC. Details on page 4. And that's all we have for you. Do well to pick a copy of Nigerian Tribune today and enjoy. Back to you.
I think I like that. Earning 1 million monthly. Did you say monthly?
Yeah, monthly.
All right. I think the judiciary is also going to join the queue now, because they are going to be earning about 5 million naira monthly. I don't know.
If
I
senator
think
earns 1
judiciary.
million naira, monthly, and judiciary earns 5 million, that means judiciary earns more than senators, yeah?
Yeah, they should, because they
But
do
other
bulk of the
allowances-
job.
Other allowances that come to senator will amount to more than even 5
Well,
million.
this other thing they carry the corner is always 5 million.
Yeah, it's more than
But this, well, I think this administration seems to be favoring the judges to an extent,
Yeah,
because
because-
this is about the second time we're hearing about a salary increment for
Because
judges.
you know what happened if you go
The
to
Supreme Court judge and all of
if
that.
you go to court and the court tells you go back, of course they have to favor the judges. You know what happened that we don't want to talk about right now.
Well, we all know what happened in 2023.
Yeah.
Let's just don't talk about that right now. Let's get to the Daily Times newspaper and let's see what we have right here. This one says, fraudulent mobilization is the kicker. NYSC cancels 101 certificates issued to Unical graduates. That's so bad. Then this one said, accident, 12 burnt to death, 4 injured on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Details read on page 2. Then I get to the big story. Tinubu secures vote of confidence by ex-presidents, governors at Council of State meeting. Details read on page 2. Just one right into that story where the Catholic Bishop's Child President urged reversal of petrol subsidy removal. I think that's where the whole problem started from. Finally, from here this morning, audit report is the kicker of the story on the Daily Times newspaper this morning. And of course, the story says Senate knocks NNPCL, FIRS, please, over refusal to respond to queries. If someone is running away from query, then something is wrong. Because if you're being queried, it's just to respond to the query and try to clear the air. This is going to be the size of the headlines this morning. Let's go on a quick break. And when we return, we will look into the reason and why the ex-presidents and, of course, talking about the governors, talking about
Vote of confidence.
vote of confidence,
Yeah,
all right,
on Tinubu.
Tinubu as a president. And all this is emanating from what? The protest. More coming on your way after this break.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv TV, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from that break. It is still outnumbered live on your screen on this beautiful day. It is Wednesday, of course, like I said earlier, and the sky is so promising. Everything is moving on smoothly. Let's talk about this morning. The Council of State met yesterday at the presidential villa where the sitting president, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, presided over the meeting. And at that meeting, a vote of confidence was passed on the president by the ex-presidents and, of course, governors, meaning they are seriously behind Bola Ahmed Tinubu in case of anything. And I feel all this is emanating from the protest, the 10 days protest that just happened in Nigeria, where Russian flag was being hoisted and carried in some parts of the country. And in some parts of the country, especially from the northern part of this nation, it was being chanted that they want the military. At a point, some youths were even running after the military to say, you are the one, kune muke so, meaning you are the ones we want. And that passes a lot of message and communication. They were even saying Putin should come to their rescue, all right, while they were carrying Russian flag. And at the Council of States meeting yesterday, right there in Abuja at the villa, the presidents and the governor said, well, we are passing votes of confidence on President Tinubu. So this is where we are this morning. And of course, in that meeting, the former leaders passed the confidence vote on President Tinubu, included the leaders, included generals like Yakubu Gowon, Muhammadu Buhari, Abdulsalam Abubakar, as well as former presidents Goodluck Jonathan. Some joined virtually while others were present. So at this point in time, Nigerians can now say, okay, these people are seriously behind the president. However, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida were absent, and there was no reason given for their absence. And that begins to pass a message. Absolutely. All right, we are not coming. And there is no reason, no reason was given for them not coming. President Obasanjo have been speaking lately, and Babangida himself, you know who Babangida is. Babangida don't talk all the time, but when he speak once, you know what it means, and you know his place, okay, his status as far as Nigeria is concerned. So, vote of the confidence on President Tinubu. What do you think about it?
Well, state correspondents were briefed yesterday after the meeting, Council of State meeting, where we had all the governors present, the ministers of solid mineral, Minister of Agriculture, and some other Minister of Interior, and some other key ministers were present. And speaking, Mr. Dele Alake, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, said said a lot of issues were exhaustively discussed at the meeting, and the governors were all in attendance. Also, some ministers were invited for the presentation. But then he said amongst key issues that were discussed were the recent protests. They also gave data about their prospect and what they're all doing in all the ministries. That's the ministers. And also all the governors are also, telling, okay, this is what we're doing in our state since this administration started, giving Nigeria a roadmap to their prospect, visions, plans, and what the administration wants to do for Nigeria. And so they all passed unanimous vote of confidence on the president. But then something was still key, because probably they are saying that the protest was aimed at a change of regime, and Mr. Dele Alake was thanking Nigerians for resisting that urge to want to take to the streets for violent protest.
But do you think that protest was actually for a change of governance?
It wasn't.
We are hungry. It's a simple message.
Why are they politicizing it? That's
the question I wanted to ask.
I'm trying to get why are they making it seem as if some
the ministers
actually sat and wanted to impeach APC government? No, the average man in Nigeria, every Dick, Tom, and Harry simultaneously clamored for hunger They said ameliorate what is the hardship in Nigeria right now. We are hungry. We can't even afford pepper, rice, garri, tomatoes. The basic things that we need cannot be afforded. When the bishops are chiding the president, which is what we spoke about before, that is a reprimand. They are reprimanding the president to say, hey, we don't like what you're doing. When you chide a child, it means you're spanking the child and you're bringing the child back and saying, hey,
it is in Nigeria. If it is other climes, all right, when a religious leader come out to speak, or a traditional leader, the people in government listen. But here, when you say anything, they will say, oh, that person is PDP, the person is Labour Party, the person is not APC, and everything that happens in the system now seems to tilt towards politics, which is bad. When I saw this,
also the state security advisor,
Ribado
also spoke that they are on top of the situation on what is happening. Security is, but then you hear when he comes out to say security is on top of the matter that in terms of security of lives and property in Nigeria. No, yesterday we heard about how bandits are still disturbing our military operatives everywhere, not just in Zamfara, Katsina. It keeps happening every day. So when you come to them, and then what also I was expecting him to say that the people that were killed were on this. The people that were killed in the protest, how were they killed? They come out to explain to us. We're just coming to pass a bit of confidence.
I think some persons are on top of that, and Amnesty International is also on top of it. The killing. It wasn't just an ordinary, I don't know. I think the whole story, it's somehow, because these things shifted from what was originally planned to something else. And we heard that people were actually asked to do that. But then, love it, the protest, is it just a party thing? Is it because nobody wants APC, or you feel people are really hungry?
Ramsey, see, in Nigeria, this country is they are so funny. They come up with new things every day. They come up with new things. So what am I trying to say? They had a meeting yesterday. They call it vote of confidence. Well, why the whole nation are not happy because of you? And there is a place that because I was going through the article of the meeting yesterday, there is I think in paragraph 10, I have to read it out, what they said. They said, if anybody is not satisfied with the government, there is always an election coming. So you wait for an election and cast your votes. Now, if at all that, okay, this is what they said, that these people never care. Even you people, he even made it clear that no matter how you protest, he don't care about it. So they said there is always an election coming. Even though 2027 comes and people also cast votes, it still won't solve our issues in this country. Because probably last election, everyone casted their votes, and the ensure democracy, but they took democracy away from the citizens.
Absolutely, because when he said we are sure that nobody will allowed to truncate a hard-end democracy from what she said, and then they're saying any change of government has to be through the ballot and not through violence, not through.
But people are hungry. Why will you even say? Why will you even say? People are. But it's true that people are hungry.
Are we talking about election now or the hunger in the land?
That's it.
That's what she's saying. They don't understand the main thing we are talking about.
I think this
is a provocation statement, because reading this thing, they said if you are not satisfied with it, they don't even care about you. So even the next election, they don't even care.
It's something else.
So at the end of the day, if you are not satisfied, go to court, or you go to court.
The people that already travel should come back, and there's an employment for healthcare for where?
That's a big question.
People are trying to move out to get jobs.
From where? Where is the employment going to come from? All right.
Meanwhile, there's still hunger here. Those that are here have not even gotten enough jobs. Remember, if you don't have skills, there's nothing for you in Nigeria. So if you're out there, glory to God.
All right. Well, that's just the bottom line, because the Council of State have met and they said we are passing a vote of confidence on the president. What about Nigerians? What are you doing? Protest is just to express the grievances, how Nigerians feel, and what Nigerians said. If I can remember, it's hashtag end
Hunger,
bad
end
governance.
bad
We
governance.
are hungry, all right, and the hunger is staring on the faces of Nigerians every time. But then let's see how it's going to go at the end of the day. Nobody is saying this administration is not working. It's working, but Nigerians need to feel it. All right, Nigerians need to feel it holistically, not just at some areas, especially the one that is something everyone can feel. The fuel needs to at least come down, the price of fuel. So Dangote needs crude and other refineries. Thank you, Lovett. Thank you, Michael. This is going to be the size of the headlines. A very big thank you to all of you who are there. We'll come on your way again, same time, same station, and that's going to be tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.